Hi there, welcome back to my channel. This is Medea J, and in today's video I am going to be reviewing the W7 Mardi Gras palette. But I'm not just going to review it, I am going to do a side-by-side comparison with the BPerfect Carnival III palette. So this is the W7 and this is the BPerfect Carnival. In my eyeshadow palette haul, I did show you guys a couple of swatches and a side-by-side view of both palettes, and you can see that the W7 palette looks like a dupe for the BPerfect palette, like literally color for color dupeness. So I haven't actually done a side-by-side duping video or palette comparison video, I don't think, ever on my channel, so this is going to be quite interesting. I am quite comfortable creating a look off camera and then doing the look together with you guys. So doing it on camera, both sides, is going to be really interesting for me, but we're gonna get down to the bottom of it. Is it really a dupe? Is BPerfect quality better? Because the W7 price point is considerably cheaper than the BPerfect Carnival 3 palette, but I'm gonna put my personal feelings aside or my personal impressions aside, and we're gonna get down to the very bottom of the palette itself. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing more about it and the look that I create, have no clue what color combination, we're just gonna wing it today, then absolutely keep on watching. Alright, so before we get down to the look or testing out the colors, this is the flyer that comes with it. It is 40 shades, vegan. It is 40 shades, vegan friendly, paraben free, and I believe it retails for $14.95. If not, I will put it on the screen, the price, but I believe it retails for $14.95 on the W7 website. And this is how the palette comes. There is no box or packaging or anything. This is literally how it comes, sealed. I've taken off the seal, obviously. So it says Mardi Gras, and then you've got Express Yourself, 40 amazing pressed pigments. And then at the back of that, you've got the color story, and you've got Mardi Gras. Some of these shades are, oh no, they've listed the ingredients in each shade. So yeah, depending on if you react to some specific ingredients, definitely worth checking. It is a pressed pigment palette, so it's worth looking if you get irritation on your eye from using dyes and pigments. But anyway, everything that you need is at the back of the palette, and it comes with a film, protective film to protect the shades. You've got a nice big size mirror. It is quite a considerably big eyeshadow palette. You can see where my hand is. It's quite a big palette. And then this is the color story. So off the bat, it is a beautiful color story, very similar to the BPerfect, if not exactly the same. You've got rolls of purple, you've got orange, you've got green, you've got a touch of blue, you've got that all essential black, neutral roll as well that you can use, neutral column you can use to create some beautiful looks. So all in all, it is a very beautiful eyeshadow palette. There are no glitters or anything. Those are like pressed, like the foily pigment shadows that are quite thicker in formulation. That's what those are. So all in all, it is a very beautiful color story. Now, in case you haven't seen my eyeshadow palette haul, the top palette is the BPerfect palette, and the one at the bottom is the W7 palette. So you can see that the color story is exactly the same, and once you just look at it once. Some of the shades in W7 are a little bit darker. Some of the shades in the BPerfect look a little bit more pigmented and a little shinier, but the color story is pretty much exactly the same. So BPerfect on top, W7 at the bottom. I look like a superhero the way I've applied my base, but don't mind how crazy it is. That's why I'm doing my eyes before my face. I'm going to clean it all up because I'm really not sure what eye shape or look I want to go for. So if you haven't seen the video where I showed you guys this palette, definitely go watch it because I did do some comparison swatches in that video. I'm going to avoid doing that, and we're just going to jump straight into doing the look. So I'm going to use a brush each so that I'm not mixing the brushes when I'm applying. So you guys wish me luck, because as I said, I don't think I've ever done something like this before, but I am very intrigued. All right, so I know I want to start off with the blue. So there is a beautiful dark blue shade called the Deep in the BPerfect palette, and that same shade is called Sapphire in W7. So this is going to be the BPerfect side, and this is going to be the W7 side. So let's start off with that blue in the outer corner, and immediately you can see coming through. I've used that blue quite a lot in the BPerfect palette, so I know what to expect from it. It's very pigmented, and one thing I do like about the BPerfect palette is minimal fallout. Like, I don't feel the need to dust off my brush. I'm hoping that will be the same for the W7 palette, because blue is notorious, so if I don't have to dust my brush off, then great. I'm going to drag that out a little bit. Just softly blend it as well. Alright, I'm putting that brush down. I'm taking another brush, going into Sapphire. It is a little bit dustier in the pan. I'm not going to brush it off. I'm just going to go. I use the same P. Louise base, so it's giving both of them exactly the same chance. It's pigmented, of course. Though there's kickback in the pan, there is no fallout on my face, so far so good. I am having to build up this blue a little bit more than the W7 sides at all, but colors look similar, not exactly the same, so I'm going back into BPerfect to add a little bit more. Just down. Next, I'm going to go into some purple to deepen the blue. So I'm using Blackberry from the BPerfect palette. This is another shade that I've used quite a lot, and it layers really well. I normally use it with the Deep, which is this blue shade, and layers really well to give me like that smoky purpley blue shade. So I'm hoping that the colors in the BPerfect palette will layer just as well. You see, it gives you like that inky blue color without any patchiness. It just blends really nicely on top. Okay, now let's get another brush, and I'm going into Van Dyke, which is exactly the same placement in the W7 palette, and I'm layering it on the blue. It is layering. That layered really nicely. They're exactly the same. Exactly the same. Alright, so I want to blend the edge of that a little bit because I don't want it to be too blue. And I think I'm going to go into Pink Lily in the BPerfect palette, which is this beautiful pinky shade. And I'm just literally just tickling the top of that. Not interrupting. Shadow at the bottom. And in the W7 palette, it's called Glow Stick. Same shade is called Glow Stick. This one does feel a little bit dustier. Still the same shade, but it just feels a little dustier than the other two shades that I've used here. Still very pretty and still blending. Alright, so we're not cutting the crease or anything. I'm going to go straight in with a lid color. There are a few shades here that are jumping out at me. I think I'm going to use 2. So I'm going to start off with this rose pink color from the BPerfect palette. It's called Rose Pink. It's one of my favorite shades in the BPerfect palette. I've used it quite a lot. And I'm going to start applying that in the inner part of my eye. Okay, same shade on the other side is called Royalty. It's a little stiffer than Rose Pink in the pan. Let's see if it applies the same. It looks very similar. It looks very similar, but this one's a little darker. W7 is a little darker and a little flakier. The BPerfect is not flaky, it's not crumbling. W7 is crumbling a little bit. Okay. Next to that, oh god, it's so flaky, it's just gone all over my clothes. Right next to that, I'm going to add Blue Moon from the BPerfect palette. Just stunning. Oh, it's such a beautiful color. It's like bluish purple. Okay. And then from W7 Ball, that's what it's called. It's very stiff. I think it's the shimmers that are telling me. I mean, though the colors look similar, the consistency is obvious. It's just obvious in application. It's so difficult to pick up with the brush. So I might just use my finger. I don't know. Is that cheating? Let's use a finger. Well, she might be here all day. Okay. And then the other color, because that one's crumbling. Okay. Let me zoom in for you guys to see so far. So this is the BPerfect side. This is the W7. You can see that the W7 is quite a lot of kickback. The shadows are not as blended, but then the BPerfect is just nicely blended. I hope it's coming through. Like if I'm afar or if I don't know much about makeup, I wouldn't see the difference. But because I know a little bit more about formulation, about pigmentation, you can see the depth in this one, and this one is a little bit wishy-washy. But it is still a pretty eyeshadow palette. I think what's left now for me to do is I'm gonna just add a little bit more pigmentation using the individual palettes and complete the rest of my face, and I'll come back to you guys with my thoughts about the W7 palette. So be right back. Alright you guys, this is the final look, and all I did was apply the blue shade to the bottom lower lash line. I put an eye pencil in my eye, and this is it. You guys, do you see a difference? BPerfect side, W7 side. I don't personally see a difference, but you know what? I'm gonna get my husband. I'm not gonna tell him anything. I'm just gonna ask him if he sees a difference in the quality of the eye looks and see what he says. So bear with. Let me get him. Do you see a difference in the eye look? Do you think they're different?
No.
Any difference at all in both eyes?
No.
The colors, everything. Would you think that they're two different palettes?
I think this is darker than the other.
Which one is darker?
This.
This is darker than this one?
Yeah.
Okay. This side is darker than this side?
Yeah.
But other than that, would you even, if you didn't look and look, would you know?
No.
No. No difference. Okay. Thank you. There you have it. So Hub said this side is a little bit darker than this side. So this is the BPerfect side. This is the W7 side. So I'm not surprised that this one has a little bit more depth. I did say that when I was applying the colors than this one. But honestly, you guys, if I didn't know much about shadows or I wasn't staring at the person's eyes, I wouldn't know the difference. So honestly, W7, you did a banging job with this palette. This palette is very, very beautiful, very pigmented. The shimmer is a little drier, and they take a little bit more effort to, to blend on there. But the matte shades work really, really well, and it is a decent palette for 14.95. Honestly, you guys, you can't beat it. For 14.95, it is a decent palette. The pigmentation is there, the colors are there. Obviously, BPerfect palette is wonderful. It's perfect pigmentation, depth, quality, everything is 100%. So if you can afford to buy the BPerfect one, definitely go ahead. Or if you're looking for the exact same color story and you're not too particular about the quality too much, definitely go with this one because it's still a very good eyeshadow palette and you will get the multitude of looks that you're looking for. I'm very pleasantly surprised by the outcome and by the colors. I think they both blended really, really nicely and they both look really good. Sound off in the comment section below. What do you think? Do you think that they look the same? Would you know the difference? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you're intrigued by the Mardi Gras palette from W7. As I said, I do think that they did a banging job with this palette, and it is one to get if you can't get your hands on the BPerfect one. The W7 one is just as good. No one's gonna know that you're not wearing the BPerfect one, honestly. Is anyone really gonna care what eyeshadow palette you're wearing? But in terms of the looks, you will get so many beautiful looks. But yeah, that's it for me. That's it from me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this side-by-side dupe video. First time doing it. It was a little nerve-wracking, but I'm really happy with the outcome. If you did enjoy this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and Black lives always matter. And I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Hi. Future Media J here. I wanted to come on camera and show you guys my face after washing the makeup off. You can see from my eyes that both eyeshadow palettes stain equally. They stain just as bad as each other, and I always get this from like pinky and purple dyes. Part of the reason why I don't really wear those colors as much. But not all eyeshadow palettes stain me. Like the Norvina 5, no stain whatsoever, but then there's some that use dyes in their formulation that really stain. So this will take about 2 days to get rid of completely. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that both sides are equally stained. This side more so than this because this is the BPerfect side, but both are still stained. So yeah, Future Media J out.